when Game was under Jimmy Henchmen,
Uh-huh.
and Jimmy Henchmen was calling my phone personally, telling me, hey, look, homie, I don't know what you got going on with Game, but that's my artist.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you got some stuff with him, and I advise you, don't put that out, homie. It won't be good for you.
Okay.
And I said, good for me? Who is this? Yeah, this is Jimmy Henchmen. Now, at this time, I don't really know who he is, but it didn't matter. Then my partner said, nah, he a big time dude. I said, okay. So I said, let me call you back. So I don't want to call him. While he called me back again and was like, yeah, so what's up, homie? You got them game masters. I say, look, bro, I'm from Field Mode. First of all, I got real killers gave me money in on this to get this project done. If y'all niggas don't want to buy this shit from me, boy, I'm putting this shit out. He say, man, if you put the album out, it's gonna be problems for you and they not gonna go away. I say, boy, do what you gotta do. Nigga, I'm out here starving in my hood right now. So I sat on the dope. I called 50 Cent. Well, I ain't called 50 Cent, I called Young Buck. He put me on the phone with Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo got Shy Money. They like, hey, the nigga JT, you know, because they just had signed Game through the G Unit, Umbrella, Dr. Dre, Aftermath, and then Interscope. So once that happened, I knew, let me be respectful. Because I had already went to Dr. Dre Aftermath, and they was like, you got the right paperwork, but this the same songs we already heard that we gave him his deal from. It was from your project. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, okay. Boom. So now I'm trying to shop it to 50 Cent and them. Well, 50 Cent and them wasn't cool with Jimmy Henchmen anyway. So when 50 Cent like, bro, that's your shit, man, do your shit. I said, oh, man, then I'm finna go get me a deal. But Jimmy Henchmen keep calling my phone. Then now I found out like, hey, boy, he could get you killed. I said, I'm so broke, I don't give a shit about that. I'm putting this shit out.
Right,
man.
because for those who don't know, Jimmy Henchmen currently serving, I think, life.
Yeah, I think so.
For basically ordering a murder.
Okay, so some similar shit we just
from the situation where who was it? He ran down on his kid and spit in his face or some shit.
Oh, somebody, yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, which is it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Who? Oh, Yayo kids. Oh, Yayo smacked up his son. Oh, they tried to get Yayo? Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I didn't know. All I know there is like he could get you killed.
Currently serving a life sentence in federal prison. He was convicted in 2012 for running a multi-million-dollar cocaine trafficking organization, and in 2014 for orchestrating a murder for hire on an associate of the rap group G Unit. And yeah, I mean that situation I've thought about a lot because you got to think about it as a man, as a gangster, whatever. It's like your pride. When someone spits in your kid's face or in any way antagonizes your seed, I mean, that's going to fill you with rage. Like, I'm sure you would be more capable of getting shot yourself and not taking revenge than letting your kid get dealt with and not getting revenge. But think about that kid and think about how much time he's missed out on with his dad and how much he probably wishes that his dad had just tucked his tail and not felt the need to get revenge.
It's two sides. As the pop's like, boy, you play with my son. Yeah, I could see going to prison for that. I could see what they call it, a moment of rage.
Yeah.
Play with somebody's wife, somebody's children, somebody's mama. It's like, all right, this, you got to get the full belt, you know. But you're right though. I think something happening to me, I could think smarter. But for my child, my wife, or my mom or somebody, nah. It's a different mentality got to take over right there. Protection and violence come behind them.
100%. Yo, but I remember after we did that interview, Game went on Vlad, and Vlad actually asked him about you, and I haven't seen it since it came out, but my recollection of it was that he didn't really disrespect you. He didn't necessarily like give you your flowers in terms of the role you played in his career and everything, but I got the sense that, oh, okay, Game is not interested in antagonizing this shit anymore.
He don't want my name to come up nowhere, and I think that's the part that I knew about him. That once he got the deal, and I'm like, bro, you ain't even tell me you got the deal. I learned this off of some internet shit. Like, yeah, I did sign with Dr. Dre, you know. But 6 months after he signed with Dr. Dre, this how I got the contract up out of him. 6 months, you know, 50,000 can go quick if you never had 50,000.
Oh yeah.
You know, 5,000 here, 2,000. Your 50, it could go down quick.
Hell yeah.
Why he called me and said, man, I ran through the 50. and I've been asking for more money, and they not giving me more money. And I'm like, oh, this might be one of them record deal situations. Like, once we give you the money, you have to make something happen with that type of money. This your cash advancement. So he came back, and that's when I was able to buy some more songs and get him to sign the work for hire agreement. Okay. And that is the moment that I was able, I said a few months later, he did the song with Jim Jones.
Certified Gangsters.
He did that, and then boom, his buzz was going up. Yeah. And that's when I went to Aftermath. And then at the Aftermath, I went to G Unit. Right. And then in the midst of talking to G Unit, that's when Jimmy Henchmen was calling. Yeah. Because they like, JT got the real masters, and I paid for this. They offered me $75,000. I said, I want $250,000, or I ain't budging. Well, you only spent $12,000. So what? I believed in him first.
But so is Game doing an interview like that and just kind of like not disrespecting you? Is that good enough for you, or is that part of you that would like to be able to really, chat with him for an hour on the phone and really get to an understanding?
I think at this stage, I'm about to be bigger than Game. At this stage, because I'm not just a rapper and I've never been under a manager. I never even had a manager. I'm 51. So at 51, what the fuck could you do? Well, I'm the owner of this thing called Flix. And Flix is a platform that we talked about, films, but now I have other components attached to it. All right. I spent time in Africa, East and West. I know the biggest gangs out there. I know the king out there. I know the chiefs over the land. The interaction with these folk and the talent that's there, I haven't really plugged them in yet. So the reason why I say I'm gonna be bigger, he'll be a bigger rap star and known for that. But me being bigger, I'm gonna be richer on all my masters. And when I say richer, it's not like a competition, but it's like wealth is accumulated through the assets you own and through what you create. And Flix is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. If I do it right now, I'll be in position because I'm the owner of the whole thing. And now they about to turn on the subscription buttons. So there's going to be a variety of options throughout the subscription for people to own channels, own advertising spots, and it's all coded through my own software. Right. So I'm not going through a middleman company. We built the software to go with even collecting the money.
So you're saying, hold up, let me get my status and my business completely in place, because when I have that conversation with Game, I want it to be as equals and not as somebody that you're...
It'll be me receiving the call from him. Okay. Because all these years, I've been in his DM out of 20-some years. When DMs did start, I've been in his DM probably 4 times, maybe. Hey, boy, tap in. Tap in. Woo-woo. He never tapped in. I'm like, oh, hell nah, nigga. Just because you was with, like, I don't wish him no bad. But I seen all the mistakes that he made, and if he would have had a guy like me as an alternative in his ear, there was certain paperwork he was not supposed to sign out the gate. There were certain moves he was supposed to make while he had the full buzz as a CEO, separate from him as the rapper. So he didn't understand that when you on top, you're supposed to put out 5, 6, 7, 8 other 9 acts that has nothing to do with Interscope, Dr. Dre, or 50 Cent, and a subsidiary company. Anybody from across America that was a rapper wouldn't have had no problem coming to his label. Black Wall Street, I got that from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said, all of you rappers and all of you young people in these ghettos that's feeling like you have nothing and that you just poor, I want you to study Black Wall Street and look at how poor people networked with each other and created an economy from all the independent people working, and that created money that allowed them to grow. And that's what you had to do in the rap game. The producer, the filmmaker. Sometimes you don't get the money, you get to leverage your talent to be with this person to create a product that y'all both can eat from. So Black Wall Street, when he asked my permission, JT, I know you Black Wall Street, can I use it for the label? I said, yes. Little did I know he wasn't gonna open no door for me and then turn Black Wall Street into more of a gang. And I noticed, I said, damn, what happened to helping the people and bringing unity and bringing the entrepreneurs together? He missed that particular wave of all eyes on you. You the Prince of West Coast right now, and you didn't open the door for nobody. You have zero legacy of artists. You can't claim Nipsey, you can't claim Kendrick, and none of that, so let's stop it right there. But there should be a plethora of artists that was next generation that he could have had something to do with and or been the CEO of the next Aftermath or the next, but he cut out the brain part.
But
JT.
okay, to be fair,
he cut JT out and he never found another JT with my particular set of talent when it comes to marketing, promotion, and making something out of nothing.
But you can kind of apply that to a lot of California hip hop legends. Even somebody like Snoop, you know, Snoop owns the Death Row rights for the label and everything. And at one point it seemed like, oh, this is a layup. He's just going to sign all these artists and stuff. And I feel like to a lot of guys who reach superstardom, signing, finding artists, building them up from the ground up, especially when you're primarily working with artists who are super from the streets, super gang related, etc. It seems like a lot of times it's just not really a challenge that dudes are either up for or that they ultimately want to take on. Like, it's very easy for me to understand why Snoop is not really out here trying to, you know, be sitting in the studio with 10 artists trying to blow their career up when he has so many opportunities for himself. And if you do manage to get one artist off the ground and build their career up, oh Lord, it's a war to really establish somebody's career. Like, you know, Game's not the only person who had the spotlight on him massively and wasn't able to necessarily turn it into a label or anything like that, right?
That's the key thing that when I look at myself, you cut out a person who's the mastermind of the independent dribble. So there were people that most likely probably said, well, let's just say JT don't got nothing to do with this. Yeah, because if he get any type of power from this play with this Aftermath, G-Unit shit, this guy is going to create something. But I still had to create something without that. But that's why I said I don't never want him to think that I got hate or I'm jealous. I know the God that blessed you. He gave you me to help kick it off. I'm the first person. You didn't even think you was a star. I said you the next star for the West Coast. I wrote that in my book called Black Wall Street CEO Manual. It's amazing to see what my mind said before it comes true. It's amazing to see the different elements and things I've been able to do that's probably left field than what most rappers are even caring about doing. I knew something back then, whatever buzz God give you, at one point, they not screaming your name. At any point they screaming your name, you better make some more shit happen while you got the spark. Because you could be hot today and then you could cool back off and just be back in the mix like how Game is now. Imagine with all his accolades, right? Now, this is just me. The smartest thing I can see he doing tours out the country. If he went to Africa right now and stayed over there for 6 months, he could be big as 50 Cent right now. Meaning, when I say big as 50 Cent, he would have a whole continent behind him, a megastar of his kind of. So if you're watching Game, take these notes. Go over there and stay over there for 6 months or a year in Africa. The money bag and the concerts that they would have for him, he would be able to recapture a buzz that'll make probably America get back excited about him. Because over here, I noticed the excitement level of a star like that. Whatever he said or did, his star power is
I mean, at least part of like understanding what kind of dude he is. When I hear Wax say that Game basically like if he has a tour lined up or whatever, and the new NBA 2K comes out, he's basically like not interested in the tour anymore.